There is something fundamentally wrong with people who take their jobs too seriously. I'm not talking about people who make more than 100K a year taking their careers and their jobs seriously. I'm not talking about people who run their own business and take every single profit or run their own corporations, people that directly profit from it or people that have sales, people that are in sales. I'm not talking about them because their work relies on their performance. I am talking about people who make minimum wage and almost nothing who take their jobs too seriously. There is something wrong with people like that. If you're paying me minimum wage and you expect me to take my job seriously, I'm not doing it. What's sad is that out there is that there's people like grown adults, 30, 40, 50-year-old adults that take their job way too seriously and they're making minimum wage. If they die next week, their business will not care. Their managers will not care. They will just move on like nothing happened. Personally, me from 17 to 23, I never took any job seriously, bro. I worked security, I worked at a call center, I worked as a cashier. I never took a job seriously, except for my first one when I first started. For the first few weeks, I was trying to impress the managers, but I was only 17 years old. After that, bro, I never really cared. I'm blessed enough, I'm lucky enough to know that I'm not gonna put in any hard work for people that don't deserve it, for a company that doesn't deserve it. I was lucky enough to recognize that. What's sad is that most people don't. When I was 17, I was working as a cashier till I was 19, 20. And man, I was giving out free bags. Like, this was a grocery store years ago, plastic bags are like 5 cents each. And we typically charge our customers. When customers ask me for a bag, I didn't even charge them. Like my other workers, my other employees, they were charging people 5 cents for a bag. Like they owned a percentage of the store. They didn't own a single percentage of the store. We're all getting 14, 15 an hour anyways. It's like, what, even if we sell a bag or they don't, you're blessing someone if you don't like give them a 5 cents, if you don't charge them 5 cents. Like, how much money are you gonna take at the end of the day? It's like people working at fast food. Like, when you ask for a sweet and sour sauce or a barbecue sauce and they're like, oh, 40 cents, oh, 50 cents extra. It's like, bro, is it coming out of your paycheck? I understand if the managers they're trying to impress their managers or not look bad, but there would be some occasions where they just want you to pay 40 cents for nothing. Like, I remember one time someone asked for 40 cents and I just gave them $1 and they tried to give me my change back. I just ran off. I just made them feel like shit. I'm like, no, I'm not taking my change. You really want 40 cents? Hey, here's $1. How about that? You guys could just take this full dollar at this point. Like, bro, you guys are actually embarrassing. Asking people for 40 cents is kind of embarrassing, even as a business. I know it adds up, but it's like, bro, just include it for free. Who are you to lose? What are you losing? This is why, like, I know a lot of fast food places can do this, like McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, and like these new chicken stores, they can't really do that. They have to include their dipping sauce and stuff like that. But it's like, bro, you're a worker making 14. I'm okay. I'm not trying to diss how much they're making, but I'm saying you're a worker. Even if you charge 1,000 people, 40 cents, no money is coming to you. You're not gonna get a pay raise like that. Like, no, people don't care. And even when I worked as a security guard, oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, after my cashier job I worked as a security guard and I did night shifts, and bro, half these shifts I fell asleep. Like, I really did not care, bro. I'm happy I survived for 2 years. I don't know how I did it, but there was one situation, when me and my partner, like, I was working with someone else. This guy let this fucking crackhead in. I don't know why, because we were actually, it's kind of funny how we let this crackhead in, because usually when we work overnight, there's a contractor that comes in, they have to identify themselves and stuff like that. I'm working. There was one situation where like a crackhead disguised himself as a worker, okay, as a construction worker, and then he stole like 3, 4 expensive things. And this was a designer store, bro. He probably stole like $1,500 to $2,000 worth of things. And when this happened, bro, I'm like, whatever. Like, in Canada, when you're a security guard, you're legally not allowed to touch anybody. You know, so this guy comes in, whatever, and then you know, he's in the store, and 30 minutes later, the real construction worker comes in. We're like, okay, whatever. The construction worker's here. I'm like, who is that guy? Is he here to do something else? And then my partner realizes this guy let someone in. And then this guy was trying to like detain him. I'm like, bro, we cannot do that. And mind you, he's talking to me through a walkie-talkie while I'm taking a shit. So I'm not gonna fucking pause my shit to go. I could give a fuck, you know. So whatever. What happened? I just used the washroom. 15 minutes later, and I realized this guy was holding him, detaining him. I'm like, oh my god, what is this guy doing? Like, this is really against the law, you know. And I'm just like to the guy, bro, just let this guy go. Who cares? Who cares? You know, well, this guy could have a knife. This guy could have do this. This guy could do that. And he's asking me to help him detain. He's like, why aren't you helping me detain? I'm like, brother, you're taking your job way too seriously. As a security guard in Canada, we're not allowed to touch people. And whatever, we had our little dispute. This guy like left, he stole. We didn't know he was stealing $1,500 to $2,000. You know, we tried to call the cops, but this guy just ran out. You know, we couldn't hold him back. And whatever, we followed the law and we did what we did. And then the next day, I get a call from my company. They're saying, "Oh, they don't want you working there anymore. They took $1,500 to $2,000. The thief, he took that much worth of stuff." I'm like, bruh, I really don't care how much merchandise he took. At the end of the day, I'm not losing. I'm not trying to get sued. You know, I saved my company from getting sued, and that's how they treated me. I'm like, okay, whatever. Next time, if you want me to run and chase for someone, I'm still not doing it. I'm not gonna get a criminal charge as a security guard. Like, I really don't care. There's some security guards that are doing way too much, holding people, detaining people. Like, I understand, like, you know, if the laws let you do that. But, bro, the laws in Canada, bro, we're cooked. We can't touch anybody, even as a security guard. You're supposed to wash them, you're supposed to scream for help, and you're supposed to call the police. And that's what I was doing, and I followed the law, and I didn't work with that company ever since. And the other person, I don't know about the other person. I don't know if they kept their position at the store. I really don't think so, because he's the one who let him in. But, yeah, I'm not sure. And then I also worked at a call center. And mind you, bro, my friend, I worked with him, and every 30 minutes, this guy was going on a cigarette break. I kept doing that with him every single day. And I could tell my managers were being annoyed, and I didn't really care. I was in a blessed enough position that I had something going on the side that I didn't really need the job. So I was just treating it like that. And then all my managers could have done was just like say, hey, you shouldn't be doing that, you know, get back to work, whatever. You know, it is what it is. So every single job I had, I never took it seriously. And then when I see people taking their security job seriously, they're taking their cashier job seriously, their fast food job seriously, I'm like, brother or sister, get a grip, man. Focus on yourself. If you had that energy, if you took this energy, you know, you worked 9 to 5, but you were like a bit lazy in your 9 to 5. You did the bare minimum. And then you go home, you have a side hustle, you put all your energy there instead, you'll be making far more progress in life. You would be making more money. You would be more successful. If you have 2 jobs, okay, I understand. But if you have 1 job and you're just taking your only job way too seriously, it's a minimum wage, you could get hired, they won't care. It's like you're doing something wrong. Just have something absolutely wrong with you guys. But yeah, that's just my video for today. I just want to let you guys know that people who take their jobs too seriously, there's something wrong with them. I hope you guys are not like that. And once again, I'm not saying if you work for your uncle, if it's a family business, if you own the business, if you're making over $200K a year doing that job, then you take it seriously. I'm just saying this for people who are getting paid peanuts. So yeah, that's my video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.